Hi, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you are here. This channel exists to put good Bible-based content on videos on YouTube and to encourage Christians to be more like Jesus each and every day. So, we are going to talk about the preeminence of Christ today. This comes from Colossians 1, verses 9 through 10. It says here, actually, I'm going to read verse 11. I was debating about whether to do that or not. This is from the New King James Version. For this reason we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to ask that you may be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that you may walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing him, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, for all patience long-suffering with joy. So, typically in my videos we have 3 points. So point number 1 is that Paul prays that they are filled with the knowledge of God's will and wisdom and spiritual understanding. Now, why does Paul pray for this? I believe if we truly understand what's going on, that we're more likely to want to participate. We're more likely to want to do what we're being asked to do. I can tell you, as a soldier in Iraq, I was an enlisted person in 2005, 2006. I think we got to Iraq somewhere around just November of 2005. November, December 2005. I know we left just before Thanksgiving in 2006. And a lot of the guys were like, why are we here? We're not really doing offensive operations. We're not really attacking anybody. We're not really defensive. We're not doing defensive operations. What are we doing? Well, my commander was really smart, my company commander, and he said we needed to read General Petraeus' doctrine on sustainment operations. And so once we did that, we're like, oh, this is what we're doing. This is why we're here. And once we were able to fully grasp that, our day-to-day, what we needed to do was easy. It was like, I mean, it wasn't necessarily easy, but it was easy to understand. You know, obviously, if you went out on patrol and something blew up near you, that was really bad. But the point I'm getting at is that we have in the Bible everything we need to know as far as God's will for our lives. Now, does it specifically say you should marry this person or you should take this job or no? But when we want to know God's will, we need to be loving and kind and compassionate towards other people. We need to love our neighbors. We need to love our enemies in Romans 12. That's what we need to do. We have to walk in a way that's different than what the world does. If we are not different than the world, then the people aren't going to want what we have. Which leads me to my second point. We need to walk worthy of the Lord. It says here in verse 10, we walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing him. When we become a Christian, it's not and I say this over and over again, but it needs to be said. We don't just get fire insurance. We're not here just to, oh, well, I got saved, so now I can do what I want. Jesus is Lord. for a reason. He is our master, and we need to live a life that honors him in everything we think, say, and do. That's not always easy. I'm struggling with the fact that I'm trying to follow the speed limit in the state of Texas, and yet seems that everybody wants to do 5 or 10 miles an hour above the speed limit. And it's like, it's those speed limits are there for our safety, so that people don't get into accidents. So it's really interesting to not. I'm being tested in the sense that I don't need to react negatively to how other people are driving or how they're living their lives. I can't control what other people do. I say that all the time, but sometimes the only person I can control is me. And if 90% of the traffic is passing me, then so be it. But I need to walk in a way that's worthy of the Lord in everything I think, say, and do. And not have a bad attitude towards other drivers, and not have a bad attitude towards those that choose to go faster than they probably should. Number 3, God wants us to bear fruit. And it doesn't necessarily mean, there's 2 ways you could look at that. Number 1, obviously we need to share the gospel with as many people as we possibly can. But number 2, I think that also means, the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Here's the interesting thing. When we bear fruit and we live a life that honors Jesus, people will see what we have, and they're going to want what we have. And then we'll bear the other kind of fruit, which is people becoming Christians. So, ultimately, in our lives, the word Christian in the first century was not a good term. Oh, you're going to be one of those little Christs. The pagans wanted to have us crucified. But we need to be more like Jesus each and every day, because that's the only way that we're going to make a difference in this world. I am convinced that we need another type of awakening. I mean, there was the first great awakening in the United States, preaching of people like Jonathan Edwards, and then the second great awakening happened with the people that John Wesley sent over to the United States, the Methodists. The Stone Camel movement was a huge part of the second great awakening. We need another one of those, where Christians get serious about their faith, we start living like Jesus, and then other people become Christians. So, anyway, if you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. I think I like sitting over here. This is if you can't see underneath, this is my small little couch. I got this up on this window instead of over there, where my I think I'm going to keep them separate, where I have like a sports. I do a sports channel as well. I'll keep the sports channel over there. I'll keep this one here. I really like it. Plus, I'm getting the light from the outside. So I'm actually going to do tomorrow's video ahead of time, so that I can focus on my studies. I'm working on my PhD in history, so please pray for me, because my classes are overlapping in the summer, and I'm behind on a few assignments. So anyway, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great holiday weekend. And I just want to say I love you guys, especially my subscribers. And like I said, have a great weekend.